Well, the opening ceremonies were fantastic. Unfortunately, didn't have any microphone glitches as far as I could see. They were so unique and inspirational. I greatly enjoy watching the opening ceremonies, and I'm sure I will enjoy the closing ceremonies, but most of all, I enjoy watching the competition. I enjoy the passion with which these competitors compete. They just throw themselves into it, whether they're favored to win the gold medal or to come last. Now, I hear the TV in Canada is broadcasting 22 hours a day of this competition. As much as I enjoy it, I'm not a fanatical. I'm not going to watch a minute more than 20 hours a day. The modern-day Olympics began way back in 1896 and were patterned off of the ancient or the original Olympics that happened in Greece. There's evidence that those games began somewhere around the 8th century before the Common Era and didn't end until the 4th century in the Common Era. And it's amazing that despite the fact that even from the 4th century to now, that's a lot of time, there are some distinct similarities. The original Olympics even had some of the same events we have: running, equestrian events, javelin throwing, boxing, wrestling, long jump, high jump. I don't think, though, that they had any surfing or breakdancing. The other thing that was similar is the tremendous dedication, commitment, effort that the athletes so many centuries ago put into the Olympics and the athletes today put into the Olympics. The Apostle Paul would have been familiar with the original Olympics, and the example today of a runner probably came from that or a similar event. Run to win, he urges the early followers of Jesus. Give it your best. Approach your faith with the same kind of dedication as those athletes you see. Run to win. Approach your faith today with the same passion, the same commitment, the same effort that our modern-day Olympians put forth. Give it your best. Try 110%, even if that's mathematically impossible. Faith isn't meant to be a hobby. Give it your all when nurturing your faith. Great athletes are not just born. Great athletes like sprinter Andre DeGrasse and swimmer Summer McIntosh didn't just wake up a few months ago and say, I might try out for the Olympics. Maybe I'll go for a bit of a jog or have a few laps in the pool. They have trained for years, day after day. They have had commitment. They've made sacrifices. They have worked hard to get to the point where they are today. Our relationship with God should reflect that kind of commitment. Our relationship with God is more than, well, I went to Sunday school. Oh yeah, I go to church Christmas and Easter. I mean, those things are important. But our relationship with God is for every day of our living. It's a lifelong journey with ups and downs, straight roads and twisting paths. And it goes from cradle to grave and beyond. So run to win. Prioritize your relationship with God. Put it on the top of the agenda every day. Regardless how strongly or how weakly you may feel your faith, regardless your age, how young or old you may be. Run to win. Use your spiritual exercises. Prayer, worshiping, reading scripture, sharing faith and even doubts with others, and daring to look at the difficult issues of living in this modern day world of ours from a Christian perspective. The prize in the ancient or original Olympic Games included a wreath, a crown, usually made out of olive leaves, as well as quite a bit of fame. The modern-day Olympic athletes will receive a bouquet of flowers. They will have instant fame, medals, and depending on the sport, much fortune because of being the champion. The problem is, leaves wither. Fortunes can disappear. Medals get lost. Fame over the years dwindles. The prizes that our Olympic athletes receive ultimately are perishable. Paul, however, urges the followers of Jesus to pursue an imperishable crown, a lasting, dependable, life-giving relationship with the loving Christ, today and forever. This is a relationship which opens the door for life beyond this one. Jesus' death and resurrection, his crown of thorns, the empty tomb, are promises to us that death has been defeated, that good has triumphed over evil, and that God's love for us and our relationship with God endures forever and ever. And the other thing is, when we run to win in the Christian sense, it's not just the one winner. Eternal life is offered to each and every one of us. There's much speculation about what the next life will be like, but no one really knows for certain. What we do know, though, is we will share it in the presence of God, whose love is unconditional, unending, forgiving, accepting, welcoming, eternally. We may be short on some of the details about the next experience of life, but we know who we will spend it with, our loving, living God. The promise of everlasting life is not meant to replace the here and now. Our lives today are enriched by our relationship with the living Christ. The world that Paul and the early day Christians lived in was brutal. It was harsh physically. Life was cheap. And morality had little interest in worrying about the vulnerable. Well, today, our lives can be harsh. We can experience brutal things. It can be painful, it can be exhausting, it can be discouraging. Tragedies can happen to anyone. Violence happens everywhere, in homes, in school, in workplaces, in places of recreation, in the political field, in nations versus nation. Discrimination, drug abuse, homelessness. Thousands of people within a 15, 20-minute drive of right here. So, what do people who believe in a loving God do with all this suffering? What keeps us from simply throwing in the towel when it comes to our faith? A mature, living, honest relationship with God. It is our ongoing relationship with God that keeps us on the track of faith. We aren't asked to ignore suffering. We're not asked to glorify it. We're not asked to come up with glib answers as to why, it's just God's will. I don't think so. Or it was their own fault. Often it's not. Instead, we're offered a faith through the living Christ that encourages us to think, to acknowledge the suffering, to wrestle with why it's there, to cry out in anger and lament to God, and to work together through conversation and learning, listening and hearing, trying to find ways to alleviate suffering so all will truly know the love of God. We're also fortified by knowing that there is nothing we can experience in this life that God has not already experienced through Jesus Christ. Through Jesus, God has experienced physical pain, emotional turmoil, discouragement, heartache, grief. We don't have to have all the answers in life in order to have faith. It is enough to know that we share the journey of faith with a God who understands us and with others who are on the road of faith with us. These are the kind of prizes that are imperishable. They never get lost. They never rust. God's love for us is eternal. Run to win. Nurture a faith which is as strong as a weightlifter, as versatile as a gymnast, as enduring as a marathon runner, as hopeful as a pole vaulter with one more attempt to clear the winning height, as cooperative as a basketball teammate. And remember, God is always in your corner.